Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel, excuse me. And we back here exposing another so-called false prophet, another so-called preacher who was in the pulpit recently was arrested for sexual assault, sexual abuse, and among other charges and crimes. I greet everybody on a Saturday morning, afternoon, where we're here to talk about so-called pastor, preacher, whatever you want to call him, Isaiah Mikkelson. Isaiah Mikkelson was arrested, and he faces seven charges of criminal sexual behavior, one count of criminal sexual assault, 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, and 2 charges of child pornography. Wow. Here you have, he's 22 years of age, by the way. 22 years of age. I think I seen one of his old Twitter pictures. He looked kind of strange anyway, for the most part. A 22-year-old Quincy man uh, who faces 7 felony charges related to criminal sexual behavior, had his bond placed at $250,000 Thursday in Adams County. Wow. So a $250,000 bail that his bail is. And, somebody probably going to put the money up for this guy. Somebody probably think this guy is innocent and things like that and what have you. They're gonna put the money up for this clown, for sure. So here you have it. This so-called preacher and whatnot, Adams County, who was arrested for those sexual abuse charges and among other charges. They state that according to court documents, 2 different females who were over the age of 13 but under 18 at the time of the incidents have accused Mikkelson of fondling their breasts and sex organs over their clothes. It says, now, you got to understand also, we'll speak about that child pornography stuff. What up, Cali boy? Back to the story at hand. So it says court documents also allege that Mikkelson knowingly solicited, used, persuaded, induced, enticed, and coerced both females who he should reasonably know to be under the age of 18 to appear in a video involving an act of self-pleasure. I'm just going to use that word self-pleasure, but if you know the M word, to the meaning to that. So basically, he was talking to these 2 females who was under the age of 18, but over the age of 13. Listen to the people who wrote the article. Anything under 18 or 17 or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that is still sick at the end of the day. You understand? So you putting it between the ages of 13, between 18, don't matter. Anything below 18, 17, or whatever, it's just sick at the end of the day. So he wanted these females, these young girls or whatever, to make a video in reference to them self-pleasuring themselves. And this was published not too long ago and things like that. It said the documents also state that one of the females reported that Mikkelson, or I ain't gonna read that part. I ain't gonna read that part for sure, man. Listen, I don't even know why would they put something like that up in this article by NBC and things like that. So basically, they stated that Mikkelson used his fingers to do whatever. I'm just gonna say it like that, due to the community guidelines here on YouTube. And I know, maybe some kids watch these YouTube channels, whether it's on live or catching the replay to this. But you got clowns out here like that, like Isaiah Mikkelson, 22 years of age, so-called false preacher, or whatever the case may be. They obtain positions like that time and time again. I mean, it's tons. There's a lot of so-called preachers who was arrested I mean, if you want to write a book, you know what I'm saying, for the amount of preachers, so-called preachers who have been arrested so far this year, you can definitely write a book on it. All right. So there's a lot of situations that's going on with these so-called preachers. Now, I'm surprised that the judge gave his client a bond hearing. You know, I'm surprised at that. They said police said during the investigation, multiple juveniles were interviewed. Multiple were interviewed at the child at what is that child center and alleged abuse by Mikkelson, and that the abuse occurred at the church. So they stating that the abuse of this so-called preacher happened at a church. So a lot of this stuff it goes on in the so-called sanctuary and things like that. I don't understand how could somebody in that position, think they could do something like that and get away with it. It's good that these females rose up and what I mean, spoke to somebody or the authorities, what I'm saying, to bring it to people's attention. And platforms like this, I'm definitely going to expose it at the end of the day. Whether one person, it could be just one person hear the video or hit a live or the replay or whatever the case may be. It's all good as long as this gets out and gets exposed to the public to let them know in general about this so-called preacher Isaiah. All right, reading furthermore to the story. So it says an arrest warrant was issued for Mikkelson for multiple counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and criminal sexual assault involving several juvenile victims, while Mikkelson held a position of trust, authority, or supervision over them. A position of trust. That's the words right there that I'm looking for. Whereas though a lot of those type of guys, man, they seek out stuff. They seek out positions like that. Whereas though, they're gonna try to go to a church, try to acquire a position so they can have a position of trust, authority, and things like that, to have supervision over children and stuff like that. So they said the initial bond on the warrant was set at $200,000, but we read earlier that it was 250. You know, they said that detectives assisted by the Adams County Sheriff Office located Mikkelson and conducted a traffic stop on Mikkelson south of Quincy on Highway 57. So it said Mikkelson was taken into custody on the arrest warrant without incident, and he was transported to Quincy Police Department where he was interviewed by the detectives. It says Mikkelson appeared in the Adams County Court where two additional charges of child pornography were filed. That's a serious charge right there. That's a serious charge. I don't understand why a grown man, 22 years of age, got any type of interest in child P. I'm not even gonna say that word on here, man, because certain things you can't say on YouTube because they might strike your channel for like some type of community guideline type of thing. So we're gonna say it in the sense of a criminal charge. He was charged with 2 counts of child pornography. You know what I mean? So what that is I forgot how it went when people get busted for that type of stuff, whether it's on their phone, their laptops, and things like that. It's automatically traced. A lot of people think they're going to get away with stuff like that, but they automatically are putting a trail on you. You know what I mean? I mean, that stuff right there is just disgusting at the end of the day, man. A 22-year-old grown man, what I'm saying, a so-called preacher, one of your charges is child pornography, really? What I'm saying? They got to stoop that low. They got a wicked fetish like that. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But that's good that he's arrested. Another so-called preacher taken off the street. There's many more coming. There's many more that they're going to arrest, bust, convict, and toss in prison. They're making an example at a lot of these so-called preachers. And don't matter if they're white, black, Indian, Puerto Rican, Vietnamese, Japanese, whatever the case may be. If you are put in a position of trust, you know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of people are vulnerable. So uh, a man could quote a couple of scriptures and they could think he call of God and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like on my other channel, just because I put up truth and stuff like that, I'm not a preacher. You know what I mean? I'm glad I'm humble enough to say that, because when people call me a man of God or a pastor or whatever, listen, I'm not that, man. Don't call me that. You understand? That listen, that is a tough title to have, and a dangerous title to have at that. Silky Smooth says, I like mature women, no blank kids. Um, guy is a creep, don't drop the soap. I don't get why a lot of these grown men like him, like others. They are fascinated with kids. I don't get it. You understand that? And people in prison, they don't like that type of stuff, because you trying to prey, PREY, on kids, vulnerable kids like that, by using that type of position to acquire and complete your mission, whatever mission he had, whatever hidden and wicked agenda he had. You understand? They listen. Look at R. Kelly. The man could have had probably any woman he wanted, any woman. You know what I'm saying? When he was in his prime, but he preferred little young girls. Some people just got that wickedness in them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where it comes from and stuff like that. I'm like you. I like mature women and stuff like that. Not in the sense of, you know what I mean, talking to 5 or 10 women, because you got people out there that try to change the narrative of what you're talking about and stuff like that. But you know, I'm with you, Silky Smooth. A mature woman. You understand? For sure. But let's go back to the story with this so-called preachers. They said the documents allege these incidents happened. These all happened in 2021. All right, and his next hearing in court is scheduled for March the 20th, coming up at 9:30 a.m. So you know what? Some people wait years and years to report things. It depends on certain states' statute of limitations and whatnot that you can report it. You know, I know people was having the Me Too movement and whatnot with Bill Cosby and stuff like that and things like that, but they reported it, which is good. You understand that? And I think more should come out and report any type of sick actions of so-called preachers. More. You know what I mean? If you got valid proof, listen, you just can't say this person did this to me and that person did this to me without valid evidence. You cannot do that. You know what I mean? I remember it was a time where females could do that, or anybody could do that, whatever. Now you got to have proof and stuff like that, because, you know, if you don't come with no type of proof, then what's the point? You know what I mean? It's not what you say in court, it's what you can prove and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's good that they're coming to the forefront with their proof and whatnot. And him with that charge with the child pornography, man, that's just a sickening thing right there, for sure. All right, back to the story. All right, so he was a so-called youth pastor, 22 years of age, Isaiah Mikkelson. I believe he got a Twitter out there. I don't know if that was him recently, but he looked young in that Twitter account that I've seen. So he was a They said the Quincy Police Department says an investigation began on January on Isaiah Mikkelson after law enforcement was contacted by a parent of a juvenile that had disclosed possible sexual abuse by a youth director pastor at Hope Lutheran Church. Hope Lutheran Church. So if you want to go research that, 1739 Harris, Quincy. You research that church, you know, 1739 Harris, you know what I mean? Hope Lutheran Church. What comes up on a Google is Quincy, Illinois, and whatnot. I'm looking at it right now. Things like that on a Google Street View and stuff like that. Looks like a small church and whatnot on the corner. of that says Harrison Street. I'm not sure if that's the proper one that Google just showed me and whatnot. But so those who just now joining the live, we're talking about this so-called preacher. You know, like I said before, I'm gonna keep exposing these so-called preachers. You know what I'm saying? Keep exposing these so-called preachers. I don't got time to go back and forth with those hecklers and haters on the other channel. I don't got time for that, man. You know what I mean? They be so concerned about non irrelevant things. You know what I mean? When we got situations like this happening, you know what I'm saying? When we got so-called preachers out there playing with people's souls and whatnot, out there trying to fraud the people. You know what I mean? Trying to touch on kids and whatnot. I don't got time for all that other nonsense with all these false prophets talking about my other YouTube channel and, you know what I'm saying, the Truth of God videos and whatnot. I don't got time for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? All right. What up to Name We Hope and everybody else in this room? Kalani says younger and younger. You're right. Ugh, excuse me. Excuse me about that one. You said young and young. Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know what goes on in his mind except, you know what I mean, the level of wickedness that goes up within him for sure. You know, with this person, Isaiah. You know, so here's a picture of him. You know, there goes his picture. Isaiah, what is that? Mikkelson. You know, that's him right there. Which I put pray, not pray for them. Predator, not preacher. You know, so if you're a so-called preacher and you get arrested, convicted, or sentenced to a prison term, and I hear about it and stuff like that, I'm gonna put you up on this platform, whether it's gonna be on this channel or my other main YouTube channel, Tony Harvin, for sure. Naomi Hope says, much love. God bless you and the kids. I appreciate that for sure. He said, what city is he from? State? Well, it say Quincy. You know, in these news articles, Illinois. You know, Quincy, Illinois. One article has Quincy, Illinois. Quincy, Illinois. You know, right? So that's where it's coming out of. And it says the Quincy Police Department has released new information regarding the Quincy man who is facing multiple child sex abuse charges. You know what I mean? That is from the Cage, QA, ABC, and news article. Another one is NBC. Another article where as though they have his charges up there. One count of criminal sexual assault, 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 2 charges of child pornography. Next court date, I mentioned March the 20th. Do he have any priors? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. You know, they didn't mention that. You know, they didn't mention that and things like that. But he got a whole list of charges now. So of course, I hope he get as much time as possible. You know, but for the most part, you know, they usually bail out, cop a plea, take a deal from the prosecutor, and get less time versus if there was a lose a trial and whatnot. Client says they didn't do no background checks or nothing on the person. I don't know. You know, I would hope all churches do that. All churches, even if you're a false church. Listen, even if you're a false church out there, you understand that? Do background checks of those who you want to be in some type of leadership, even certain things in the church besides a youth minister and things like that. On the security team, a receptionist, you know what I'm saying? A usher, whatever. You understand that? I believe they should do these checks on these people, you know, because you never know. When you if you even if it's a false church, I still wouldn't want nothing to see happen to a little kid. You understand that? Because kids don't know better at the end of the day. All right. You said, see, when you are in the dark and you using God's name in vain, you will get exposed. Stop playing with God Almighty. Well, a lot of them are not for God. A lot of them just come into church because they know that a lot of church people are vulnerable. You know what I mean? Some of them don't mean well. Some of them don't even believe in God. Some of them don't even believe in the word of God. You know, a lot of them are from the street. A lot of them already have done this before when they was young. You know what I'm saying? So if they can get away with what they have done before, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try to go into a place of leadership, you know, like a church, like a sporting team and stuff like that, and try to, you know, up the antes. You know what I mean? Silky Smooth says, I agree with background checks as I have an inactive top secret SCIF access, you know? And it's not hard to do a background check. You know, you could do a background check on people. You know what I'm saying? You could do a background check on people who comment on your YouTube channel. It's not that hard. It's going to cost you some money, you know? Might cost you a couple of dollars, you know, but it can be done. You know what I'm saying? All you need is a name. That's it. Name, location, type them up, or pay for a service. You know, you can see they what they have been arrested for, or if they in debt, bankrupt, what jobs they work out, you know, what car they own or drive, what house they live in, what house they own. You got websites out there like that, man. You know, it's public record. There's nothing you can do about it. You understand? You understand that? You know, so there was this one female, you know, from my other YouTube channel, Tony Harvin. You know what I mean? A heckler, a hater, a stalker, a troll. You know, she said she's gonna get a private detective to find out my location. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to find out somebody's location. You know, you might as well just save your money and go on whitepages.com to type my name in to find out. Simple as that. I'm helping you out. You know, just find out. I mean, what it's gonna be? See, a person like that using it for the wrong reasons. You know, but if you're going to use it for the right reasons to research somebody's background check, like for work, or let's say you need a babysitter, you need to hire a babysitter and whatnot, you know, do a background check. You know, if that person clears everything from the sex register and stuff like that, they clear from that. Guess what now? I would hope you have cameras in your house with audio. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. You know, I would hope that churches have cameras with audio and stuff like that to keep watch on people and whatnot, because you just never know. You just never know for sure. Kalani says, preying on these youth perverts. Absolutely. Trolling and rolling on 4 flat tires. You said it's a come up. Yeah. Kalani says, too trusting. Burn. He says, burn, baby, burn. Robbers. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, not only do you have so-called preachers like that trying to sex on the kids, but, you know, you got so-called preachers trying to steal from the church. You know what I mean? They're trying to steal from the people. You know, it's not just the sexual part. It's the stealing, it's the lying, and it's other things that comes with the wickedness upon these type of people. You know? So now stuff like that is creeping in the churches. I mean, even whether it's in a false church or a true church, you know, not everybody is right. Not everybody comes to church for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Some people come to the church to try to find a spouse. Some people try to come to church to try to con the people, you know, because they know a lot of church people are like vulnerable and whatnot and things like that. All right. So back to the story at hand with this cat, Isaiah Mikkelson. Isaiah Mikkelson. It is listed church youth leader in Quincy facing child sex abuse charges, poses bond. All right. So his bond is $250,000. 22-year-old. He's still a kid. He's still a kid himself, but guess what? Those are serious charges. You know what I mean? I mean, he must have thought he was going to get away, just like the rest of them. You're not going to get away. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get away from this one, especially if they have firm, solid proof and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So we were just talking about so-called Pastor Isaiah Mikkelson arrested for sexual abuse and sexual assault and whatnot. So we're gonna conclude this live. So if anybody got any closing remarks on this, let us know. What up, Miss Ann? You says everyone doing laundry and listening. He said laundry. Everyone is doing laundry. It's Saturday. Saturday you clean the house more and you do the laundry. You go shopping. Whether it's food, clothes, and all that other good stuff, or you just lay in bed all day and rest, for sure. So do your thing with the laundry, and I appreciate you for coming on this live, for sure. If anybody got any more comments, what I'm saying, last sayings about this subject, because it's gonna be more stories to come out about these so-called pastors. There's gonna be more stories to come out about these so-called preachers out here, man, who've been arrested for things like this, man, for sure. So what? I thank everybody for coming on this live, for sure. I'm not sure we're gonna have a biblical discussion on the other channel later. I'm not sure. We might have another biblical discussion tonight. I think it's around 9 p.m. I think we're trying to get it confirmed and locked and sealed for tonight. I believe that topic is going to be on the Godhead. It's going to be on the Godhead tonight, I think. So that's going to be the topic tonight on the other YouTube channel with the biblical discussion. Last night it was a good discussion last night on the other channel, for sure. You says control your low. It says control your lower head perverts. Absolutely, for sure. So I hope everybody have a wonderful day. Be on the lookout for more videos, more lives coming on this YouTube channel, for sure. I'm Tony Harvin, and I'm about to sign off of this channel and possibly go on the other channel. May you all have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.